Jagaradev, Jai Masters. As you come more and more to understand yoga and the teachings of yoga, you understand they're about energy. People who do yoga as exercise find that their energy changes, their moods change, their mind changes. Not all exercise does that. It's because the great masters in the past, thousands of years ago, it was all about energy. And what you're going to find out, I hope as soon as possible, is that you are energy. You're total energy. You're filled with energy. What you call love is energy. What you call joy is energy. What you call depressed is a lack of energy. What you call high is energy. It's all energy. The trouble is the energy's blocked. And that's what yoga is all about. It's about the energy and removing the blockages. There's nothing else that it's about. Anything else you want to define it as is wrong. It's mantra, asanas, pranayama, everything. It's about energy. Those are just techniques for cleansing blockages so that you can experience the energy. They're not about building energy. It's not. It's not about building energy. Yogananda once said, if all the energy you're capable of inside of you flowed, you'd blow up. That's how high you are. That's how much energy there is. Well, why don't I feel it? Because you're blocked. I always talk about that. What else did I talk about? You can talk about how beautiful the sun is, but when it's covered by clouds, you're just talking. Remove the clouds. Clear out the clouds. You'll see the sun. Clear out the blockages, and you'll feel the energy. So eventually you'll catch on that to go for the energy without clearing the blockages, one, doesn't last. It's just a temporary experience that you get to have. Oh my God, I got so high. Why is that the past tense? I don't want to talk in the past tense. At a stage in my life, I just said, I don't want anything that I can't keep. Why don't I keep going up on a yo-yo? Keep going up and down for. Same thing with love. Same thing with joy. Same thing with passion. Same thing with all this stuff. Why do you want to have it and then it's gone? Have it and it's gone. Then what happens? You have to chase it all the time, don't you? You chase love. You look for joy. You look for passion. You look for things that are exciting. Why? Because you don't feel excited. You don't feel love. You don't feel joy. Eventually you mature in this whole process and you realize, I don't need what's temporary. I need to find out why it's temporary. And find out why I don't feel it all the time. Sure, I can find somebody and get excited and have some fun, but why don't I feel that way all the time? Why do I need somebody? Doesn't mean you don't. It's not renunciation. People so misunderstand the path. There's no true renunciation on the path. Renunciation is the stupidest concept anybody ever came up with. Renunciation means is I found a way to get happy, but I'm not going to do it. Well, I feel sorry for you. Well, then if I'm not renouncing, then what am I doing? You're trying to find out why you're not happy all the time. That's what you're trying to find out. Not what will make me happy, because I'm not happy, and then I'll do it or not do it. That's why you've heard the teachings. It's not about doing and not doing. It's a very, very deep. That's deep Zen. You've heard that, right? What do they say? It's not about doing or not doing. It's about being. But I understand. It's not about doing what will make you happy. It's not about not doing what will make you happy. It's about finding out why you're not happy. And if you sit there and say, I don't feel love because I haven't found the right person, I'll tell you the example I always use. You have a stomach ache because you've been eating poorly, but you keep a lot of Pepto-Bismol around. So somebody comes in and you're running around hurting someone, and they say, what's wrong? I can't find the Pepto-Bismol. No, that is not what's wrong. What is wrong is you're not eating properly and you have a stomach ache and you're trying to compensate for the stomach ache by taking Pepto-Bismol. Well, if you say, I don't feel love, I need to find somebody, you just said, I need to find the Pepto-Bismol. You didn't say, what's wrong with me, that I can feel love sometimes with some people, but I don't feel love all the time. And if the person I felt love with 10 seconds ago looked at me, at least I think they looked at me the wrong way, or they looked at somebody else the wrong way, I don't feel so much love in a billionth of a second. That's where you work. You work on what's wrong with me, that I keep giving up love, that I don't have love, not work on trying to find somebody that doesn't look at somebody the wrong way, or always looks at you the right way. Doesn't make any difference. That's why this thing about finding passion, finding jobs, finding love, finding things, I need to find the right job. No, you need to enjoy every single job you ever do, every single second. How would you like that? That's a little more fun, isn't it? It's my turn to do the dishes. Oh boy, I can't wait. The garbage too. I can take the garbage out, right? Oh, goody good. I get to pick up the kids at soccer and wait for 3 hours while they're busy. Oh boy, how would you like to live like that? You can. It's just energy. It's just energy. It's there all the time. You're the one who said that because you looked the wrong way, it's not going to be there. What did Einstein say? Energy is neither created nor destroyed. There, how's that? Energy is neither created nor destroyed. It's the foundation of the universe. It's the quantum field. Everything's made of energy. Einstein said E equals mc squared. Energy equals mass. Mass and energy are the same thing, just temporary state. Energy is always there. How much? The most you've ever felt, the most love you've ever felt at any moment in your life, the most passion you ever felt, the most inspiration you ever felt, is there every single moment of your life, multiplied times at least 1,000, if not 1,000,000. It's who you are. Just as it's true that every atom is made up of energy, what part of it? All of it. Electrons, neutrons, protons, they're just different stages of energy, different expressions of the quantum field. Physics teaches you that. It's the same thing inside of you. Every single thing is energy. There's no lack of energy. Never. Never. But you can block it. You know, Master used to say, you're not, he was a toughie. He'd say, you're tired? How can energy get tired? Well, let's say you're really tired. You're just really, I'm so tired. I need to go to bed. I'm so tired. And all of a sudden, somebody you haven't seen for 20 years that you've loved with all your heart came to the door and knocked. Are you tired? Answer me. Oh, why don't you learn from your experiences? I don't need to teach you anything. You're made of energy, but it's blocked. It can get unblocked and it can get blocked. When it's unblocked, you feel energy. When it's blocked, you don't. Fair enough. There's light. Look, there's light outside. All day there's light outside. I'm going to put the blinds down. Where'd the light go? Right? And I can start putting artificial lights all over the place so I have my light back, or I can pick the blinds up. It's the same thing inside of you. You are filled with energy. You are filled with love. You are filled with passion. You're filled with inspiration. You're filled with creativity. Woo! Kind of nice, isn't it? Okay? But you think that you have to get things or do things outside so you can feel the energy. All right, first, why do you think that? You're not stupid. Because you've had experiences that showed you that. You've had experiences where I don't feel love, and all of a sudden this person shows up. I bump into them in the supermarket, and they say something, or look at me a certain way, like my mother who used to, and I love my mother very much, and she died, and just, oh my God, reminding me of my mother. And what happened? You opened. Yes or no? Okay? So you've had those experiences, which said certain people, certain jobs, certain situations, right? Certain music, certain weather, and I feel love. I feel open. Others, I feel closed. Therefore, I have learned from my past experiences that love is not something I have all the time. It requires a stimulus. It requires something outside, a person, place, thing, poem, something. It requires something outside, and then I feel love. So I want that something to happen more often, and that's the human predicament. It's a total misunderstanding of what's going on. The reason you don't feel love all the time is you're blocked. It is true that some situations outside at certain times can help you open. They do. They help your heart open. They help your mind open. Things can help you open. So instead of asking the real question that yogis asked, and that you should be asking, why am I not open all the time? You're asking, how do I get that which will make me open? Aren't you asking that? How do I find my soulmate? How do I find the job that fits me perfectly so I feel enthused to go to work and encouraged and so on? In other words, the answer is outside and I need to find it. And if I don't feel love because I haven't found it, if I don't feel inspiration because I haven't found it yet, so therefore you're running around as fast as you can all the time, just like everybody else is, trying to find that which will open you. And, I forgot to say, things can close you too, can't they? A lot of things can close you, can't they? Like I scratch my hands on the blackboard. It doesn't take much to close you, does it? Wait a minute. It's starting to rain. Darn it. It's so hot. All these things. Oh, I got the blouse. Oh my God, it faded. Oh my God, I dropped something on it. Oh my God, like, how many things can close you? Probably as many stars as are in the sky. So you not only have to go out there and look for that which will open you, you have to make sure you don't find that which will close you. You have to get what you think will open you and avoid what you think will close you. Have I covered your life? Is that not what you're doing all day? Trying to avoid that doesn't do good, and trying to get which makes you feel good. Did you have a good day? 50-50. What does that mean? It's just, you got to, once in your life, just once, you have to listen to the truth. The truth is, there's nothing wrong with you. You don't need anything. You don't need anything. You don't need anyone. Doesn't mean you don't have relationships, but you don't need them. You do not need things. You're whole and complete within yourself. You're filled with Shakti. You're filled with spirit. You're filled with energy all the time, regardless of what happens. No matter what, you're filled with it. That's who you're made. That's what you are. Now go out and share it. Not, I need to go out and find it. That's the difference. That's the difference between a worldly life. Nothing wrong. It's not a dirty word. It's like something money or greedy. No. A worldly life means I think the answer to my issues are in the world. A spiritual life is I understand if I have any issues, they're mine. I did it. I blocked myself. Just because you look at her a certain way does not have to block me. I have to have this whole complicated psyche inside of me that says, well, I like you and I don't like her so much. And if you look at her that way, maybe you'll end up talking to her and find out that she doesn't like me either. Otherwise, just somebody's looking at somebody. But not to you, it's not, is it? You did that. You created the psychological patterns inside of you that are blocking you, and therefore you don't find energy. So a worldly life is the answer to my issues, why I don't feel love, why I don't feel joy, why I feel pain and fear and all that kind of junk, is outside in the world. So I need to find what will open me and avoid what will close me. A spiritual life says, not a chance in the world. The world changes all the time. Everybody changes all the time. You change all the time. That which you want changes all the time. That which you don't want changes all the time. That's what the Buddha say. It's temporal. Buddha said all of life is temporal. Christ said don't build your house on sand. What does that mean? Does it stay all the time? Does everybody end up exactly the way you thought they were? Ever? No, of course not. You're building your house on sand. You're complicated, aren't you? Psychology says you are the sum of your learned experiences. Ever heard that? You say, man's the sum of learned experiences. I have to qualify that. You are the consciousness aware that your psyche is the sum of your learned experiences. You are watching the sum of your learned experiences, aren't you? I like this. I don't like that. How do you know? How do you know it said that? Because you're consciousness. You're aware. But psychology is right. You are watching the sum of your learned experiences. Everything your mind says, sum of your learned experiences. Everything your heart does, personal, sum of your learned experiences. And you're very complicated because you have a lot of experiences. Experience every day. You could love somebody tremendously. Or I'll do the other. I don't like them. I'm not interested. I've never liked them, right? Somebody comes up to you. No, just told 5 people, I don't like that guy. High school. All right? And somebody walks up to you and says, have you met Paul? My God, he adores you. You should hear how he talks to me. It's like you walk on water. I can't believe, he says, ever since kindergarten, he's just so embarrassed that he can't talk to you, right? How do you feel about him now? Changed a little bit, didn't it? The sum of your learned experiences. Don't say, well, that's logical. It's just the sum of your learned experiences. That's what your psyche is. It is a computer that is the sum of your learned experiences. Your mind is that, and your personal heart is that. There's a deeper heart and there's a deeper mind. But your personal mind and your personal heart, which is the one you hang out with, is the sum of learned experiences. Well, if you're the sum of your learned experiences, and that's pretty complicated, so is everybody else. So what do you mean, I thought I knew you? I never thought you would do something like that. I thought I knew you. There's no way you knew them. They had 700 billion, zillion, trillion experiences that you never had, and they are the sum of their learned experiences, and you're the sum of your learned experiences, and since those are the only experiences you've had, you think everybody's like you. Newsflash! Anybody been disappointed yet? Nobody's like you. Nobody. Nobody had the same experiences as you. Now we're talking about the intellectual mind, the higher mind. This one's good to hang out with, right? At any moment you have an experience, how many are you missing? 10? 100? 700 billion, zillion? How many experiences are happening that you're not experiencing at the moment you're experiencing this experience? Well, everybody else is having a different experience from you. You're missing every single thing. You have this tiny little experience of the moment, then the next moment another experience. In the meantime, you're missing everything else, and you think you know something. Don't you? You don't know anything. Nobody knows anything. Because, 0 times 0 times 0 plus 0 is 0. Okay? That's where a wise being comes. So what's happening is, you're sitting there, you're not okay, and we'll talk about why it got that way, your psyche's that way, but you're out there trying to reach outside for things to be the way you want them to be, and then not be the way you don't want them to be. And building a house on sand, that's ridiculous. Isn't it? There's not even, you built your house on air, not even sand. Have you noticed? That's why I have anxiety. Why are people anxious? Ready? Because I'm afraid that something might happen that bothers me. Well, let me tell you a secret. Since everything bothers you, the only thing that doesn't bother you is what matches you exactly. And nothing does. So, like I said, worldly life is you believe the answers to my problems are outside. I have to get things the way I need them to be and make them avoid what I don't want them to be. A spiritual life says, been there, done that. I don't work too good, right? I'm inside. I live in here. If my heart can open, it's my heart. Do you stand at the front door of your house and wait for someone to open it? I can't get in. Why? You got a key? No, it's unlocked. Why aren't you going in? No, I can't open it myself. That's what you're saying about your heart. Do you know how to open your heart? No, you have to have somebody else do it for you. And they don't do so good either, do they? So spiritual life is when you wake up and you realize, I'm in here. Who else is in there with you? Your mother? Your father? Husband? Wife? Nobody. You're the only one who lives in there, and you're the only one that's ever been in there, and no one else will ever be in there. Then it's your heart. It's your mind. If you're having a problem with your heart, you did it. You have a problem with your mind, you did it. No, when I was young, they took the blankie away too soon. How old are you now? 63. You're doing it. The blankie's not going away every day. No, the ex-husband's not still there. Your sister, the problem you had with your sister, and you don't talk to each other. It's not happening. You were 10 years old. This is crazy. But we don't live like that. We don't pay attention to that. So we go out there, and like I said, you're not stupid. You found that certain things will make you feel good. You found other things will make you feel bad. So I'm not stupid. I'm going to go run after what makes you feel good and run, manipulate, and control. Do you manipulate and control people? Do you manipulate and control people? Do you dress certain ways, talk certain ways, walk certain ways, read certain books, do certain things? When somebody's coming to visit your house, do you straighten up a little certain way? Do it. Come on. It's wonderful. All right? Don't be embarrassed. What are you doing? You're trying to manipulate. You're trying to get them to like you. And trying to make sure they don't not like you. Has anybody ever got bothered because they thought that maybe somebody thought they didn't like them? Probably bothered you right there. All right? That's building your house on sand. It just comes and goes. So spirituality, let's go to it, says there's another way to live. And it's not renunciation in any way, shape, or form. Renunciation means I believe the answer is outside, but I'm not going to do it because God told me not to. How much are you going to love that God? How do you love someone like that? You think there's maybe the happiest person in the world, but I'm not going to do it because God don't want me to. Whoa. Don't you dare talk about God. I love God. Don't you dare talk about God that way. You're the stupid one that's doing that. So therefore, I'm back to where I started. Oh, you mean I should do what I want? It's not about doing or not doing. It's about coming inside and noticing what I want is inside of me. I want to feel love. I want to feel joy. I want to feel excitement and enthusiasm. Why do I need something outside of me to feel a certain thing inside of me? Why? Now we're down to the essence, right? The only reason you don't feel love, joy, inspiration, creativity, and everything just totally blissed out all the time is because you're blocked. Not because it's not there. Whoa. You better get to realize that. And that's what every master taught you. That's what Christ taught you. That's what Buddha taught you. That's what every single high being ever taught you. Christ didn't say, I'm the greatest thing. You'll never be like me. He did not say that. He said, as I sit at the throne of my Father, it's a state of consciousness. As I sit at the throne of my Father, so you shall sit by my throne. And these things that I do, you should do these and even greater things. It doesn't sound like there's something wrong with you. It sounds like you're a pretty high dude. Then do this. Why don't I feel it? And that's a different question than how do I get people to help me feel what I already have inside. All right? The question becomes, why don't I feel it if it's inside of me? Very good. And what you're going to find out is because you blocked it. You blocked it. No, mommy, no. If there were situations, now we're going to get into what a blockage is. If there were situations outside, yesterday or 50 years ago, it doesn't matter, that were not comfortable to you when they came inside. I got to go slower. Is there an outside? I don't want to get philosophical on you. All right. There's atoms out there. I mean, I know they're not. It's just quantum energy. But okay. There's atoms out there. They have a certain form and shape, and you have experiences. Those experiences are outside. They're outside. The events are outside. If I see her, does she come in? No. What happens is light reflects off of her, comes in, and my senses pick it up. The only reason you see the outside is because you have sensors. Computers will call them sensors. You choose to call them senses. Sight, touch, smell, etc. So energy from outside comes in. It comes in through your senses, and it comes inside. There's an inside. Any of you in there? Is there an inside or just an outside? I could ask a child that. They would answer it properly. You're in here, and the stuff comes in, and you experience it. Of course you do. It came in, you experience it. If you open your eyes, you see what's there. If you're inside, you feel what came in, don't you? All right? Sometimes it feels good. Sometimes it feels bad. Sometimes it feels really good, and sometimes it feels really bad. Okay? Ready? You know what yoga says? Yes. Everything has its nature. Certain things have a nature. They come in, a rattling rattlesnake, all coiled up 10 feet from you. Whoa! That's something, I felt it. That's something else to feel altogether. It doesn't feel good. It feels like it's supposed to feel. It has its nature. There it comes. Something else, butterflies land on you. It's just, whoa. It's just a beautiful thing. It's called reality, isn't it? You want a shark to feel like a butterfly? So you go pick it up? Or a rattlesnake? Oh, come here. No, they're supposed to be the way they are. They have their nature. They have their vibration. It's part of creation. It has nothing to do with you. I'd like to ask you all the question, is it okay with you? Slow down before you answer. Is it okay with you that Saturn has rings? You better just look at me like, what kind of question is that? Has nothing to do with me. Well, I have no right to even have an opinion. How about that's true of everything? Is it okay with you that a rattlesnake feels scary? Is it okay with you that a butterfly is neat when it lands on you? It's not about changing the experience. It's about being able to handle the experience. The rattlesnake doesn't stay there, but inside of you it does, and that's your blockage. That's why I always use that example. People say, you always use the same example. Yeah, it's a good example. The rattlesnake's there, you're feeling fear, you feel this, okay, and then it crawls away. For the next 10 years, you won't go to the zoo because there's a reptile exhibit. You're afraid to walk in the woods. You walked in the woods all your life until that moment. So all of a sudden, it's full of rattlesnakes. No, it's no different than it was before. But you are. Why? Because you didn't let it go. It's so easy to talk about what a blockage is. It's so easy to talk about how it got screwed up. Now we're talking about the inner life. Events come in. They're supposed to. They come in. And they have different vibrations. They have their nature. If you're okay with it, doesn't mean you like it. Doesn't mean, I'm not lying. I'm not saying, oh, the rattlesnake was fun. No, the rattlesnake was scary as hell. Okay? Fine. But it left. Why do I need to keep that inside of me? Well, if I want to remember what a rattlesnake looks like, what's wrong with that? Nothing. There's nothing wrong with memory. Memory is a natural function of your mind, just like memory is a natural function of a computer. But your computer does not come back and haunt you for the rest of your life because of a memory you put in there, does it? Well, same thing. Yes, you have a memory, and it will remember things if you choose to bring them back up. But the rattlesnake was not just a memory. You didn't just store the rattlesnake. You stored your fear, your anxiety, your repulsion toward it, everything. You stored this whole package that basically said, what you really stored was the following: I don't want to have had that experience. How's that? That's what you stored. I don't want to have had that experience. Anybody ever have an experience they didn't want to have? Anybody in essence said, I don't want to have this experience? Is that not what Freud talks about suppression? Is that what you do when you don't want to have an experience? What can you do with it? You had the darn experience. That's so silly. I don't want what just happened to have happened. I'm sorry. Because you better yourself a time machine. Because nobody has ever made something not happen that happened. Ever. Well, what if I make you apologize? It still happens. You just kind of put a sandwich on top of it. I put Pepto-Bismol on top of it. I'm so sorry. I didn't really mean to hurt you. I didn't know you would take it that way. Please forgive me. Okay, that's just a Pepto-Bismol because you still got that down there. You're still afraid he'll do it again. Do you understand that? Whew. So what happens is experiences come in because they're natural. They're there. They happen. And they're what's in front of you. I told you, you're missing all the other ones, 100 billion zillion experiences. At least have the one you're having. No. I didn't want to have that experience. What do you do, honestly, inside? What do you do? I'm talking to you in there. What do you do when something comes in that you don't want to experience it? It's really beautiful. You push it away. You, in essence, outside it happen. That doesn't mean it has to happen inside. I got some power in here, don't I? I got willpower. Can you push things away inside? Have you ever pushed things away inside? Ha ha ha. You're in there manipulating everything, aren't you? So what it's basically saying is, I'm the consciousness back in here. I'm the experiencer. This experience is coming in. I don't have to let it. I can't stop it from having happen. It's going to come in. I have to let it all the way in. Can you understand what I mean by that? Have you ever turned the corner and seen a sunset that blew your mind? Just like, oh my God, all the colors, magenta. And you tell somebody, it was so beautiful. I felt like I was in the presence of God. It was a spiritual experience. You're right. It was. Why? Because you let it all the way in. Wait, how about this one? I want to see. Have you ever said, it touched me to the core of my being? Whoa. That's what we're just talking about, isn't it? What's the core of your being? Your being. That's you in there, the experiencer. It's your being. If you let it all the way in, it's like the river flowing into the ocean. It's so beautiful. It's like, whoa, but I ain't letting that rattlesnake in there. No, no way. The vibration's too scary, right? I can't handle it. So what do? I push it away. I had the experience, but I didn't fully have the experience, did I? I suppressed it. I repressed it. I resisted it. I did something to keep it away from me so that I didn't have to experience the fullness of the fear, the fullness of the self-consciousness or the embarrassment or the whatever it is. I didn't want to feel it. And so I pushed it away. Lots of ways to do that. You can suppress it. You can rationalize. Oh, he didn't mean that. I know he didn't mean that. He would never have meant that. No. I must have misunderstood that. It's a nicer way to do it, right? At least something goes through a little bit. You still didn't let it all the way in, did you? Okay? There's no way. So basically, when something comes in that does not feel good, you don't want to experience it. You have hands in there, hands of will, and you push them away. That is what's meant by a blockage. That's putting the blinds down. What do you mean? It's just an experience. It's over. It's not over in you. It will affect the rest of your life. Anybody in psychology that will disagree that what you push down there, like Freud, Sigmund, come over here. If they push it down there, will it just dissipate down there and just fly away someday? No, it will be there for the rest of your life, won't it? When you're 60 years old and you see your sister, it'll remind you that she got the bicycle that you didn't want. I want to know, is it true or not? Okay, it's because those are blockages. You stored, they call them some scars in yoga. I told you, yoga is all about energy. Well, why are we talking about blockages? Because that's what's blocking the energy. There's no reason to talk about energy if you're going to block it and say, I want it. It's real. Real spirituality is not about all this mumbo-jumbo stuff. It's about getting rid of blockages. It's called cleansing. Cleansing doesn't mean washing more often. Cleansing doesn't mean never swearing. You know that from me. Cleansing doesn't mean wearing white. It's okay, you can wear white, don't worry. I'm not saying you can't do things. I'm just saying cleansing means what I'm talking about. You got stuff in there, and it gets hit, doesn't it? And what do you do when it gets hit? You push it back down. You yell at somebody. You manipulate. Don't do that again. Don't you dare ever talk to me that way again. Get out. Spirituality is not about developing a life outside that doesn't hit your stuff inside. That's like making sure I never run a Pepto-Bismol, but I keep eating garbage that makes me sick. Spirituality is not about attracting to yourself that which you want so that you feel better. It is not about repelling, using mantras and stuff so you don't have to experience things that hit your stuff. Spirituality is about getting rid of your stuff. Spirituality is about, if there are things out there that can hit my stuff, that's my fault. It's my stuff, and I don't want it in there. I want to wake up in the morning. I told you how a great being wakes up in the morning. I'm back. I wonder what will happen today. Are you anxious? For what? What do I care? It's going to be fun. Well, but I don't understand. Don't you have to go to work? No, I get to go to work. I don't have to go to work. I get to go to work. I say, well, I'm going to be doing something. I'm going to just sit around and do nothing. I don't like doing that. I'll go to work and I'll put widgets on an assembly line. But you've been doing it for 30 years. Yeah, but do it better every day. Why not be like that? Because you can't, because you're blocked. And now what you need to do is avoid the things that hit your blockages and find the things that get around your blockages. Oh my God, he looked just like my uncle. And I love my uncle so much, right? I haven't seen him. He died years ago. I want to go out with him. He's not your uncle. You hear me? It's just, it managed to get around your stuff and bring some energy up because it brought something nicer. Here's some scars move around in there, don't they? That was the problem today. It wasn't a problem yesterday. It may not be a problem 10 minutes from now. Okay? So you try to create situations outside that will let you be okay. Let's get to the point. The point is you have another way you can do this, and it actually works. Because that don't work. There's no way. No one has ever gotten what they wanted and not wanted something else. Are you the exception? Right? You got the toy, didn't you? It's over? Rest of your life? Done? Now, don't look next to you. You found the husband or wife, huh? It's over? Had the kid? It's over? That's the beginning and end of your whole life? It's wonderful. Children are wonderful. I don't need anything else. Nothing will ever bother me ever again. I'm done. It doesn't work like that. But you can be done. You can, every single moment of your life, walk into that moment and be honored and privileged that you are the one that's experiencing that moment. No one has ever experienced the moment you're experiencing. You're sitting behind her, you're looking this way, the light is falling here. No one has ever, is right now, experiencing the same moment you're experiencing. No one ever has, because it never happened before. No one ever will, because it won't happen again. So you're pretty special. People like to feel special. How special is that? You're getting a custom moment that no one else will ever have or ever had. I don't understand why you don't get that. So that's how you live. It's like, wow, hi moment. Hi rattlesnake, scary as hell. Hi tennis coach that opened my heart when I married. Hi. Thanks. Bye. It's just a moment passing before you. Of course it's going to feel different. It's meant to feel different. You want every moment to feel the same? How would you like that? Go to Mars. It's just dirt. There's nothing ever happening, right? Every moment feels different, doesn't it? That's God's gift to you. And personally to you. I bet you never thought about that. No one has ever experienced the moment you're experiencing. And has ever or will ever. And that's true for every moment you ever experienced. Wow. Quite a video game he made, isn't there? So what's wrong with honoring the moment? Because you can't. Why? Because you stored all this garbage. Because the moment hits your stuff. It's not exactly the way you decided you needed it to be for you to be okay. And maybe it is exactly the way you don't need it to be to make you be worse. And so you're afraid of the moments. You need the moments. You're afraid of the moments. I don't even know how to talk about it. It's unbelievable, isn't it? That is the human predicament. What's Buddha's first noble truth? All of life is suffering. That's pretty negative. What kind of thing is that? Guess what? We just said it, didn't we? All of life is suffering. You're either not getting what you want or getting what you want and afraid you're going to lose it. Have someone find you really attractive and try to figure out why. So that you can wear the same thing next time or talk to them. And it creates anxiety, doesn't it? Everything creates anxiety. You're afraid that something will happen that you don't want to happen. You're afraid that something will happen that you do want to happen, but you don't know what you did to make it happen and how to get it to happen again. So the solution to all this is very, very simple. Not easy to do, but simple to understand. You have stored blockages inside of you, and that's why you don't feel this infinite, gorgeous, uplifting flow of Shakti. That's the only reason. It's there all the time. It's there right now inside. If you say, I'm depressed. No, you're not. You're looking at a depressed psyche. Consciousness does not get depressed. Consciousness is Satchidananda. Yoga, eternal conscious ecstasy. That's what that word for your soul, for consciousness, for Atman. Satchidananda, eternal conscious ecstasy. That's all it is. but you're being distracted by the blockages and the garbage you have inside. So you built a psyche that's not so much fun to live in, is it? Okay? So eventually you finally get to the point of understanding the purpose of yoga and of all spirituality. Cleanse the blockages. How? You don't start with the big ones. Don't ever start with the big ones. Don't let anybody tell you to start with the big ones because you can't handle the big ones. That's perfectly fine. Okay? Don't go out there and play tennis with the Williams sisters. Play with one of the ball throwers or a coach. That make sense? All right? You wouldn't even think about doing it, would you? But here you try to do your junk. Oh, I'm too full of stuff. I can't handle it. I can't do this. I can't handle this. Well, of course you can't handle the big ones. The traumas, the terrible situations that get left. You can't. Right now you can't. But that's like saying I can't play tennis. You can play tennis, but you have to practice. You have to practice being able to handle reality. How's that for a spiritual statement? Don't you? Does anybody need practice? Anyone find they need practice handling reality? The driver in front of you didn't use his blinker. You tell everybody about it for the next week. It rains when you have to get out and carry some paper somewhere. You drop some ketchup on your pants. You good at handling reality? Somebody beeps at you in the car. How you doing? You want the person to pull up next to you so you can see them in the eye when they beeped at you? We're all the same, right? Wake up. That's what its ego is. It's a problem to have one of these things, isn't it? Okay? You need to learn to handle reality. Just like you need to do your scales to play the piano, you need to practice to play tennis, right or wrong. Okay? Then why don't you understand you need to practice handling reality? Why is that such a novel concept? You practice. Well, where's the practice court? Life. The practice court is every minute of every day of your life. Things are coming in, are they not? Things are coming in. They don't always do well when they come in, do they? There are ones that there's nothing wrong with them. You just decided to not like them. There's a line in the new book, in Living Untethered. The moment in front of you is not bothering you. You're bothering yourself about the moment in front of you. The driver in front of you can't be bothering you. They're in front of you. You're just bothering yourself about it. The rain can't bother you. You're bothering yourself about it. Do you bother yourself about things? Okay? Well, okay. That's what I call the low-hanging fruit. You start there. You start by saying, if I'm bothering myself, I wonder why I'm bothered. Can I start practicing not bothering myself so much? About what? About the things that don't need to bother you. The fact that somebody didn't say hello. The fact that it's drizzling out and it might rain later. I just asked you, is it okay with it Saturn has rings? You took it the right way, just stood there like, I answer that, right? Is it okay with you that it might rain later? It should be the same as Saturn's rings. It has nothing to do with you. Later will be later. You'll deal with it when it happens later if it does rain. But to do that with your mind, that's crazy. You ruined your life by doing that. Learn not to do that. How? Here I am. I'm driving my car. I'm in a rush. That's me. Guess what? If there is traffic, you're not going to be in a rush. Are you? Come on, you understand physics. Objects hit each other, you know? Okay? So it's going to be, it's like Saturn's rings, right? Do I like that there's traffic? It's none of your business. You're in traffic. That's what it is. Okay? You have two choices. Honor and respect the moment that you're experiencing, or decide not to by bothering yourself. That's what you did about it. What did you do about the fact you're caught in traffic? How'd you get out of it? Oh, I didn't. I just bothered myself a lot. That helped a lot. How did it help? This is where the practice field is. There are moments going to unfold in front of you that are not bothering you. You're bothering yourself about them. Big deal, you're in traffic. Do your mantra. Breathe. Listen to music. I don't care. Do you see what I'm saying? Take the ones that there's... How do you know it's low-hanging fruit? Ready? If you don't bother yourself about it, there's nothing else to do. I'm bothering myself that it might rain later. Okay, I won't. Now what do I do? Nothing. It's over. Isn't that neat? You can do this, can't you? And don't you dare think that this is not spiritual growth. This is spiritual growth. Not only, here's your double benefit, not only do you not be bothered, you stop bothering yourself, that's a fringe benefit. How would you like to not be bothered as much as you're bothered? You don't say, yeah, what do I do? Stop bothering yourself. How would you like to love your husband or wife more than you do now? Right? Stop picking on everything they do and deciding you don't like it. Guess what? I assure you, if you do that, you'll love them more. How can you love somebody that he slurps the soup? I can't believe it. Tell everybody. Go tell your friends what's wrong with your husband or wife. Don't you dare. It's enough that you did it. Now you're cementing it by telling somebody else. Your blockages need to be released. Okay? So during the day, when little things are happening, be conscious. Be centered. All right, what do I do if I'm sitting in traffic, or I got stopped at a light, and I'm just, I don't want to be light, all right? Or somebody didn't use their blinker, and I had to slow down because they didn't use their blinker. Come on, buddy. But I'm bothering myself, am I not? Okay, what do I do? My experience is, you relax. What do you mean? You relax. Just instead of participating in this neurosis of bothering yourself about a meaningless thing, you catch yourself. You feel the tendency to resist, to push the energy away, and instead you relax. And what people misunderstand is they think I'm saying, get the energy that's uncomfortable to relax. If you're going to sit there and try to manipulate and change all the energy that doesn't feel good, you'll be a very, very busy person, and you'll be neurotic like everybody else. That's not what you do. You sit there and say, I feel this, he didn't use his blinker, I'm stopped at the light, I feel the anxiety coming inside of me. Don't you dare try to change that anxiety into love. Later it will do it by itself. It's called transmutation. But that's not your job. Your job is, can I relax while this energy passes through? Not, I'll resist it, then turn it into something nicer because I can't handle it. In the end, you want to be able to handle energies that come through. You're capable. That's your spiritual growth. That's called spiritual evolution. You're now a more evolved being because you're able to handle somebody didn't use their blinker. You're able to handle the fact that you're caught in traffic. And you look at it that way. That is literally evolving. You're evolving by, I didn't used to be able to handle traffic. Now I relax. Good. That's very nice. I didn't used to be able to handle that when you came home, you were in a bad mood. You came in, you closed the door to your room, and you didn't say hello. I wasn't able to handle that before. When you came out, I said, what the heck was that? How dare you come in? Dad, I was looking forward to seeing you. And he just marched in and closed. Don't you dare do something. There, that means you couldn't handle it. What happens if he or she comes in that hard day? They go in, to close the door. They didn't want to yell at you or anything. Go in, close the door. They come back if they're feeling better. And you say, hi. Guess you didn't have such a good day, but we're going to have a good night. That a little nicer? You handled it. That's what it means to grow spiritually. That's spiritual growth, not seeing angels and bright lights that are there 1 second and gone next. What is that? What is that? Well, it's inspiring. I like it. Fine. I'm talking about change. I'm talking about evolving. And I'm telling you, it starts with these little tiny things. The little things that happen when you're practicing are what matter. They create the changes that make it work better. So from now on, play with these low-hanging things. Are they not there every moment of your life? Do you not bother yourself with all kinds of things all the time? It's just amazing. It's amazing. Do you ever worry about what somebody's doing when you're not with them? Like your kids left at home? It's not going to change the situation. How did that change the situation? It just messed you up so when you get home, you don't have the love and peace and well-being to share with whoever you are worrying about or thinking about and so on. There's all these opportunities to let go. That's called letting go. So he said there's multiple aspects of not resisting, of you relax. If you relax, I'm telling you, if you relax, it will come closer. It will pass through you. But it won't be as bad as you thought it was going to be. Nothing's ever as bad as what your mind can make it. That mind knows how to make things look really, really, really bad. Like some people don't drive. Well, if I drive, I might get an accident. Yes. Oh, no, I don't want to get in an accident. Okay, fine. Just sit at home. You know that when you drive, you might be in an accident. Okay? I've met people who say, well, there are drunk drivers. That person next to me could be drunk. No way. I'm going to be on a road drive 70 miles an hour with some drunk. Oh, no way. It sounds rational when I talk about it, doesn't it? Okay, don't fly, don't drive, don't eat. Food could be bad. Who knows? Check the kitchen out first, right? You know what? You can make a mess with your mind, can't you? All right? Or you can say, if I'm bothering me, if that's what's happening, I'm bothering me. I'm going to learn how to stop bothering me. That's my lowest level. Now, if something else is bothering me, I may have to deal with it. But I'm talking about the stuff that you don't have to deal with. I told you, the definition of low-hanging fruit is if you stop bothering yourself about it, there's nothing to do. What do you do about the fact that somebody might be drunk driving next to you? Nothing. There's nothing I can do. Either don't drive or, okay, fine. It's a risk you take. It's not very big, by the way. Same thing with flying. Yes, there are plane crashes, but you all fly. You just don't do that with your mind. You don't use your mind to make every experience a bad experience because it could have been. I guarantee you, if you went to the doctor and they misread your x-rays and your CAT scans and said, oh my God, you've got cancer and you don't have very long to live, and then 3 days later calls you up and says, God, I was looking at the wrong x-ray. I'm so sorry, all right? Okay, I guarantee you that's not the end of the experience with you. You're now scared to death of getting cancer. Nothing changed. But inside your little mind it did, didn't it? Okay? The sum of your learned experiences. Okay, now that's not low-hanging fruit, that's a little bigger. But if you will start with the simple ones, that there's no reason to be doing this. I said there's two benefits. One, you won't be as bothered. There's a bigger benefit. What? You just practiced not being bothered. Therefore, when something else happens, you'll be better at it. Just like when you play the scales, you get better at it. So the benefit of playing the scales is, oh, look, I played them right. It's not as big a benefit as the fact that you know how to play the things. And you can play something more complicated. It's the same thing inside. If you will deal with these low-hanging things and stop bothering yourself about all this little stuff, you're going to find out that you can handle things better because you practiced. And then something bigger will happen. And I guarantee you, somebody once said to me, I went to work and something happened at work. I didn't even think about it. I was driving home. I thought, that used to bother the heck out of me. Oh my God, I didn't even notice it. Oh, that's spiritual growth. You evolved. And what's beautiful is, it's not just about the weather. It means if I give a talk, maybe I'll mess it up a little bit. People in the Olympics, they get on that horse, right? And they go there and do their stuff after 4 years of studying, and they slip a little bit, don't they? Well, what if they were afraid? Then they wouldn't be in the Olympics, they wouldn't do anything. You can be like that. You can sit there and say, fine, I'll give a talk, and if I mess up, I'll have fun having messed up. And the next time we give a talk, I'll do better. Not, I won't give them any more. Work with yourself to raise yourself. This is spiritual growth. And you just little by little. And if there's ones that I talked about you can't do, then don't do them. Do the simpler ones. But you'll find out you get stronger. You get more open, more capable of handling reality. Imagine if you could really handle reality. Then you can handle reality. There's nothing to be afraid of. What's going to happen? I don't know. Is that okay with you? Of course. What choice do I have? What's going to happen happens. What isn't. Well, what if you don't get what you want? What if your ship doesn't come in? I don't have a ship. It's right in front of me all the time. I don't have any concepts or views or hopes or dreams or any of that stuff that the mind makes up because I'm not okay. What are your hopes? I hope someday it'll be the way I want. What are your dreams? I dream that someday the world will be exactly the way I want it to be. What if you're filled with love and joy? You don't have hopes and dreams. You have so much love and joy that every moment you're interacting with, you're bringing light and love into the world. I'd like to be like that. Not I want to change things. You will. So anyways, we started this talk by talking about the fact that yoga is about energy. That's how you get energy. Let go of your blockages. You don't have to do anything else. You can. They're good techniques. It's good stuff. Pranayama is good. Yoga is good. Asana is good. Meditation is good. All of it's really, really good. But they're all about removing your blockages. They're all about getting energy. I'm telling you, if you remove those blockages, which you get to do every minute of every day, you will feel more energy, and then more energy, and then more energy, and then more energy. You don't have to know a single thing about the chakras. All of a sudden you start feeling energy pour out of here, right? And then out of here, and out of there. And it's just, you don't know anything about it. Good, I don't want you to know anything about it. Because it's real. They're energy centers, but they're blocked. Don't mess with them. Just unblock them. And you'll feel the essence of yoga. All right? And I always finish the same way. Nothing I've talked about yet is high. Heart chakra opens, you feel love all the time, no matter what happens. Inspiration, the ability to have wisdom pouring out of your being without ever thinking or anything, fifth chakra, witness consciousness, you're centered completely, right? Energy coming out to the hostra, right? The great ones went way past all of that. There was so much energy pouring inside of them that they were intoxicated every second. They couldn't walk. Ramakrishna had to walk behind him all day. At any moment, he'd hear the name of God or see something. Arm would go flying up, eyes would turn up, and fall over backwards, and could stay there for days in ecstasy. Me, I'll do that. I want to be that. But it'll be embarrassing. No, it's not embarrassing at all because you're not there. What happens is the energy gets so high that your consciousness gets absorbed in it. It's the most beautiful thing you ever experience. And eventually, just like when you're with a lover, you wish you could just merge. You get so close it merged that you have the ability for consciousness to merge with energy. Shakti, Chit Shakti, consciousness merged with the energy. And that's union. That's what enlightenment means. You become one with the whole universe. Yoga, pretty special thing in it. Thank you for listening, and thank you for working on yourselves. If you work on yourself, you change the world. Jagradav.